And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh cazzo, questa cosa però non l'avevo compresa. Quindi lei è tipo la principessa del caos, della distruzione o di cose del genere. Oh boh. The end of the world, what are you talking about?
I'm talking
Infatti.
about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Eh? Stavo a bevere l'acqua del Tevere. Non dirmi perché è pericolosa, non sono qui per ucciderla. Probabilmente gli inizi sono sempre molto simili perché hai un botto, veramente un botto di strade. E infatti guarda qua. Oddio, quanta roba. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Non so, è un discorso un po' contorto, secondo me uccidere è sempre sbagliato, cioè se tanto lui è il narratore, penso sia onnisciente, sappia le morali giuste al di fuori del tempo e dello spazio. Puoi salvare mentre... Ah, non avevo inteso questa cosa. Ok, comunque è un discorso un po' contorto, non sono d'accordo. Però dobbiamo capire ancora com'è sto giochino. But how can a princess lock it away in a basement and the world?
Don't
Infatti.
linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Tutti contano su di me.
Oh, if only that were the case. But I don't make the rules. I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far. But unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off.
Aspetta un attimo, perché facciamo la musica leggermente più bassa, voice volume al massimo, perché almeno alziamo un pochino, se no si sente un pochino troppo basso. Ma riabbassiamo ancora la musichetta. E quanto sta alta? È altissima sta musica. Però, cioè, l'ho abbassata tantissimo, come la devo mettere? Cioè, io quasi non la sento in cuffia, per dire. Vabbè che ripassa da... la scheda audio, aspetta. Si sente comunque. Perché non gliene frega un cazzo? No, e quindi è questo? Quindi scusa, se faccio così. Non ha senso però sta cosa. Oh, fatto un po' a culo. Oh. Vabbè, teniamolo così, teniamolo così. Anche i font non è che mi facciano impazzire, eh. Il back è bello, ma i font mi fanno un po' cacare, sincero. Cioè, questi qua no, questi ci stanno, però del menu... No, sentiamo.
Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
Some forward...
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Sarà che io mi sono abbassato troppo in cuffia. No, una sega mi sono abbassato in cuffia, è quasi al massimo. Quindi procediamo? Con un round nel leave posso anche fare.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going? Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Strano, eh? Voglio
You're
provare
really
così.
keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Mi faccio un pochino più piccolino. Così non copro scritte. Meglio, no? Nel caso dopo mi rimpicciolisco di nuovo.
Killing is such a gauche phrasing and completely ignores the bigger picture. Your task is to slay the princess, because she's terrible and she's really got it coming to her. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? We're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Niente ragazzi, questo è il nostro destino, a quanto pare.
There's always a choice. But let me tell you right now that you're making the correct decision for pretty much everyone. We can't just go through with this and listen to him. She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Stavo abbassando leggermente volume perché il tizio ha le S belle S use come le mie e mi spacca le orecchie. Andiamo, dai. Tanto ho capito che bisogna farlo per forza. Sono sicuro che ci sia un modo per non entrarci
interior of the
nemmeno.
cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Andiamo.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Io non so mai a chi credere in queste cose, il narratore è sempre molto sospetto. Cioè, per ora sto cercando di trastarlo perché secondo me, cioè io volevo provare, allora, il mio discorso è questo, io già all'inizio volevo provare a fare una sorta di finale del tipo vado via, non ci entro nemmeno nella cabina. Ho provato un po' a forzare questa cosa, ma a quanto pare ti riporta sempre lì. Quindi ho detto seguo le sue cose, anche prendere il pugnale e magari più avanti posso comunque rigirarmi, fare quel cazzo che voglio. Capiamo.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out.
Cosa? Ho bloccato anche la musica.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of her. You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me?
Un pochino sì,
Because you
sincero.
should be.
Sono un pochino spaventato da questa signorina.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Se faccio Slay the Princess, cosa succede?
Doubt, unfortunately,
Mi uccide lei,
clouds your
sicuro.
thoughts as you attempt to run her through.
Sicuro mi uccide lei ora, guarda.
A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurt! Though she's
Sono noi.
unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing.
Beh, cioè, siamo noi, però... Cioè, lo dice comunque il narratore. Mi sembrava palesemente il narratore che...
Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit.
Io non so perché lei mi ricorda un po' Rapunzel. Mi ricorda un po' Rapunzel, ma come se fosse fatta nello stile... un po' più nello stile della
We can
principessa
still turn
Ranocchio.
this around.
Dicevo la principessa Ranocchio.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here. Excuse me?
Sì, è proprio la voce del narratore
Do
comunque.
you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
Ho fatto anche un po' delle rime, eh?
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder. Do you really think this is the end?
Voglio vedere... Ok, sì.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chiaro. Ah, capitolo 2.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Ok. E fin qua ci siamo.
A warning. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Are you sure about that? The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Crystal. Let's just get on with it already.
Mi ero mutato perché passavano quei cazzo di motorini.
The cabin
Una
is tighter
marmitta
than its
che fa
exterior
rumore.
would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope
Siamo
you
un
know how
mostro.
ridiculous you look right now.
Siamo tipo un mostro.
But there was a mirror
Effettivamente
a
anche la
second
manina.
ago. And now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting.
Sparito.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world.
Certe cose le
The
ripete,
door to
certe
the
cose sono
basement
nuove.
creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deep.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes. I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
Bene. Molto bene. Questa mi fa
Oh,
ridere.
you've got another thing coming if you think you can just turn around and leave.
Ok.
Step towards the stairs. You hear the heavy creak of straining metal, and then a snap. She's loose.
Oddio.
You have to make a decision, and you have to make it fast.
Sono molto indeciso sul da farsi. Avrei bisogno di un aiuto mentale. Di un sostegno. Uh,
How about we get the hell out of... Your voice doesn't have the
Morty.
chance to finish that thought before the princess barrels into you and smashes your body into the rough stone wall. Can I finish my thought now? Sure. Why not? Here. So glad we could stick around to hear the end of that. But I'm afraid that's all the time you had left. Why, for the love of everything, did you stop to think? What did you expect you'd come up with? It doesn't matter, because everything goes dark and you die. Great job.
No. Come on. We can't be dead. We didn't even get a chance to fight her.
Dead is dead.
mm.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path...
All right. Change of plans. No more hesitation. No more dying. We're taking the fight straight to her.
If we had a chance against her, we already missed it, didn't we? She got stronger, and we stayed the same.
We've seen her bleed. Whatever she is, she started out mortal, which means she probably is still mortal, which means we can win. We just didn't take things seriously enough last time.
If that's what you want, then fine. Enjoy being beaten to death again and again.
You're stuck here with us too. For all you know, we'll never get to leave this place until we get it right. Well, this is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly, you've already been here. Yeah, you think?
Actually, I don't think we have been here. This is all different, isn't it?
That's a good point. Everything here is a little... Yes, precisely. And if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that. Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here, it means you've seen things you aren't supposed to have seen, and you know things that you aren't supposed to know. This doesn't look like a path in the woods. If reality seems distorted, it's because reality is distorted. So you knew this could happen. You knew we'd be able to restart like this. I know all sorts of things, which is why you should listen to me. That's not really an answer. Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously. Don't worry. We only need this one last go at things. You'd better hope that's true, and don't let that inflated ego get in the way of doing your job.
What's the point? We might as well just give up. The stakes keep getting higher and we keep getting smaller.
Oh, cut it out, will you? We need to be tough right now, and you're making it so much harder than it has to be, so stop whining.
Allora. Quindi, io sto cercando di... Voglio capire questa cosa. Cioè, io pensavo ogni volta che succede qualcosa è un ipotetico finale, invece no, siamo in una sorta di loop infinito dove ogni volta riveniamo fuori dopo tot tempo. O comunque, anche se non passa il tempo, il loop peggiora dentro se stesso. anche se noi ogni volta ripartiamo dal solito punto, perché a me mi affascinano queste cose di loop temporali, però ognuno ha sempre la sua versione nei giochini e nei fumetti, nelle serie, nei film. E però a parte questo, quindi per arrivare alla fine di un ciclo, cioè ci sono tantissime possibilità, però per arrivare alla fine di un ciclo, cioè deve succedere più volte questa cosa per forza, o riusciamo a uccidere la principessa o a ottenere un finale diverso anche all'inizio, cioè cercando o di non ucciderla o di ucciderla e riuscendoci, non morendo male come è successo ora. Cioè è questo che mi chiedo. Però capiamo. You said yourself that you know more than you're letting on. If you want me to go to the cabin, you're better than us at everything. It feels like I'm...
Are you serious? Fine, you walk away from the cabin. Let's see how that goes for you.
Ho capito, ma se devo rimanere tutte le volte.
Something isn't right. Can you still hear me? Everything is getting fuzzy.
Cosa succede?
What's going on? Where are we?
Cosa c'è intorno qua?
We're
sta
dead,
succedendo?
obviously.
Ah,
I told you we shouldn't have come here. I told you. But did you listen?
faccio così. Ah.